Welcome to the Southwest Montgomery County Chamber Business Brief. This is where we have conversations with people in the community that really make a difference. And today I'm joined with my co-host, Mr. Clint Strahm from Genuine Insurance Solutions. Clint, today this episode has really got something that speaks to my heart and in the community.
Today we're honored to welcome two leaders of the Society of Samaritans. Also throughout our community is known as SOS. Joining us is Becky Benham, Executive Director of Society of Samaritans, and Lesli Fussel, Assistant Executive Director of Society of Samaritans. SOS has been serving the Greater Magnolia area for many years, helping neighborhoods with clothes, food, emergency assistance, and other essential needs. Becky and Lesli, thanks to both of you coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. We're excited to be here and appreciate y'all telling the SOS story.
Oh, we'd love to hear it. Becky, many people in our area know the name Society of Samaritans, but they may not know the full scope of what SOS does. Give us the big picture of what Society of Samaritans and who do you serve?
I think Society of Samaritans, for the most part, is really a community-driven ministry that focuses on helping people and neighbors in need when they're in their most desperate time. When you think about Society of Samaritans, I believe a lot of people think of food, insecurity, and things of that sort, but we do so many other things. And I think the biggest part of what we do is to pour hope and love back into people who really need it and are at a desperate time. So.
Now, it's a Christian-based ministry.
Right.
I love the saying that is on y'all's logo and everything else. I think is it feed my sheep? Mm-hmm. Now, where does that come from?
Well, we're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year, but Feed My Sheep comes from a lady in town, Miss Judy Everett. She lived right here in town, and she heard a calling from the Lord to help her neighbors in need because there was nothing like that back then. And so she began giving food away from her front porch. And it turned from food to other things, and actually Constable David Hill was in office at that time and saw her, and he partnered with her to form a 501c3, and that's what Society of Samaritans is today.
That's a beautiful story. I've heard it before, and it's really neat how she basically started from her front porch.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So Lesli, as Assistant Executive Director, kind of tell us what your role is.
I really do always laugh whenever this question gets asked because Becky and I we wear so many hats, right? So, but the first things that always come to mind is unofficial IT to standing on top of pods, putting a whirlybird back on. Like, just anything and everything, whatever needs to be done. Like if that means sitting at our front desk because someone's not there, if that means checking in clients, and then event planning and all the things.
Well, what should somebody expect when they walk in?
When they come into SOS, they get greeted by our front desk, by Angie, and she begins the check-in process. She sends them then to a counselor where they go over all of their information to find out how many people are in the family, and then the clients get to go back to the pantry to shop according to their family size. They can do that once per 30 days. We see so many different, I can't think of the right word, but so many different people who walk in our doors. I mean, could be anybody from escaping domestic violence to grandparents raising grandkids on a very low income. Social Security is not that much for a lot of people. It's just, we just want to reach the people and try our very best to love on them as if they were one of our family members.
Well, quick question. So we will talk a lot on this show about growth. Mm-hmm. So the area is growing, which means more homes, more schools, more businesses, more kiddos. What is that going to look like for SOS going into the future?
I think there's going to be a lot more need. And when we say that, people are kind of like, what? Because you see the subdivisions that are coming in and things of that sort. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that right now, our school district sits at right about 50% free and reduced lunch, which means that the 67,000 clients that we served last year, half of them are children in this area. So as families come in and things happen and the area grows, that's going to bring additional need. There's going to be times that families fall on hardships, or maybe they come in and they're doing very well and then something happens or something of that sort. So as the area grows, just because I always say, yes, you come through Magnolia and you see beautiful houses and amazing subdivisions, but for every one of those, there's a large population of people that need help. And it doesn't look like what you think it looks like. People often say, they should do better, or they could get a better job, or they need to do better for their family. But it's not like that. A lot of the people that we see are seniors, are grandparents or great-grandparents raising 9 grandkids because the parents are incarcerated. Or we see a lot of people without jobs. I can think of a story of a gentleman in his truck. He was out there for hours, and so I finally walk out there and ask him if he needs help, and he's in the truck crying because he's in the oil field and he lost his job and he's never had to come in to get food for his family. So I think the picture that a lot of people see of need is really not what it looks like. We help a lot of seniors, we help veterans, we help a lot of children. So as the area grows, I think that need will continue to grow as well for help.
That brings a couple of things to mind. The first one is the assistance that our kids are getting at school. I don't think a lot of us, when we grow up in a house that we've always got 3 square meals, a roof over our head, clothes, that you realize there are kids out there that don't have it. To me, my childhood was my safe space. But there are kids out there where it's a fear to go home. And, I love the way the SOS helps. When you see a need like that, how are you able to step in because of seeing that need? I know that's a gentle persuasion you have to have. You got to handle it with kid clubs, but,
I mean, as far as the kids go, we have closets in some of the schools so that counselors are able to, who identify a need, they can instantly give hygiene, clothing, food, all of those things to them immediately. We have a snack closet in Bear Branch Junior High. Just last Christmas, the counselor there was telling us a story about how her kids are feeling so much anxiety about going on the school break because they don't have food. So we share our resources. We feed the children all through the summer and on the school breaks through Summer Snack Shack. So they're able to come there and get that food to fill that gap when they're out of school. But it's just such a sad thing. I also did not grow up like that, but there is nothing more heartbreaking than seeing these kids in such need because they don't have a choice.
Yeah, there's one other thing when you were talking about people that make the statement, you need to do better. I don't think that a lot of people, it's easier said.
Right.
I'm a personality that when something needs to be done, I'm going to buckle down and just figure out a way to do it. But I also have seen where the overwhelmingness of life and anxiety, when you finish that day's work, you've got your kids, there's nothing left. So for some personalities, I've got a good friend, when he's really anxious, he becomes a workaholic. When I deal with anxiety, I look at my priority list, what has to get done, and then what can I pull back on a couple of days so that then I can hit it because I've got time, but let my brain refresh. And some parents, they don't have that. Do you guys have services that can kind of talk some of the parents that want help through the mental aspects or refer them to counseling, or do you have inside counselors, or how does that work with our community?
We work through resources. So if someone, we don't exactly have counseling at our space or our organization, but we do have a list of resources and reach out to them. We are sure to, if someone comes in and needs something that we don't offer at hand, then we have a packet or a list of resources, or we'll reach out to them ourselves and find someone to help them if we can't do or we can't provide what they're needing at that time. So it's just a network, it's a community. We have an event once a year where we bring in 36, I think it's 36, resource partners from Montgomery County that families can come in and talk to. And at that time, there's a lot of different help and they can get there. So just basically using different channels to get people the help that they need.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the ways that SOS does help the community, and we'll kind of go through each one of them.
Okay.
Let's start with the food pantry.
Okay.
So what does the food pantry do? What does it have? And kind of tell us about how that has evolved over years.
Okay. So our food pantry, a lot of people, when they think of SOS, they immediately think, oh, you're the food pantry, but we are so much more. But the food pantry is a huge part of what we do. We operate out of a 2,400 square foot client choice model food pantry. So that means that when a client comes in, they're able to shop just like if they were at a market or a grocery store based on the size of their family. So it's restored dignity. It's allowed them to have choice. It's gotten away from a lot of waste because some kids only eat certain things. Some people have dietary restrictions. Like there's so many things, and it's so much more personable than handing them a box of food. So that's super important. We help about 800 families a month, which is about 3,400 to 4,000 people a month come through the food pantry. And it's important to remember that we only serve Magnolia ISD families through our food pantry. So all of those families that are coming through that we get to visit with are our neighbors that are needing help. Another cool thing about the pantry is that we're able to offer fresh produce. We can take in fresh farm eggs from neighbors if they have that. We're even able to take fresh processed meat, not fresh, but processed meat. So I know we had a couple purchase an animal from Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and they had it processed and then sent straight to the pantry. And that helps us with providing protein and healthy things. So we can't provide everything healthy, but we do try. That's a huge part of our program. And we recently went to that model. So during COVID, the county had a HUD grant come in, and we had a 740 square foot food pantry, and they were able to do a remodel on our county building and provide that new space for us to serve as a client choice food pantry. It's amazing. We have people come from other areas of the county to look at that, and that's a testament to our volunteers, I think, to model that pantry. Montgomery brought somebody in. They started a pantry, I think, in the school, maybe. I'm not for certain that's what it was. But they do that same model. Oak Ridge sent someone over a couple of months ago that are opening a new pantry, and it will follow that model. So that's a testament to our community. We're community driven, and there's people coming that want to mirror, what's happening at SOS. So it's pretty amazing.
And I've been over and looked at your pantry. It's like it's a grocery store.
Yes.
Y'all done a great job of that. I'm sure that helps when somebody is coming in and needs assistance. That it's normal, right? It's just you're just going to a grocery store. Well, take a moment. How do you get the stuff in the pantry? Is it donations from the community? Do you have community support? Do you have grocery stores that supply it to you? Give us a little background on that and give them some love for helping support the pantry.
So we get a lot of our food from Montgomery County Food Bank because it's pennies on the dollar for what we can get versus what someone else can go to the grocery store and buy it for. But we get a lot of group donations from the school district, from different groups within the school district. We have hygiene in the pantry, which is a huge deal through Tomball Regional Health Foundation. That's something that most pantries don't have, and something I know that Becky fought for a long time. So because that's very important to help restore dignity not only to our adult clients but to the children going to school. What
about the community itself? Because I tell you, I follow you guys on Facebook. It's hilarious. You guys are great. But I see some of the things that you're doing with the constable's office and the fire department, and putting pies in the face for collecting, I guess, what was it, macaroni or
It was
something?
pasta for
Yeah.
last year's, yeah.
So tell us about how that also helps put stuff into the food bank for families to come and receive.
So last year, right before the parade, we started saying SOS is community, because without the community, SOS is nothing, really. It is with all of the help and support of all the people within this area that keep us running smoothly, that help us promote what's going on, and definitely the fire department and Precinct 5 thing is great because everyone loves that kind of stuff, right? So it just brings that much more awareness to us because of them, because they're not really coming to listen to me and Becky. They're coming to see what they might say or do or whatever. But regardless, they're still hearing about SOS through all of that. So it's great having the community support. I mean, even y'all's support. So,
Well, I don't remember SOS, and I've been here for a few years now, but I don't remember SOS doing the events that y'all are doing. Is that a new direction? You said this community, but why do I not think that I went to a baseball game between the fire department and hospital? I've never seen that before. Is this the first time?
I think so. I think the direction of trying to reach the community and educate them about who SOS really is. I think for a long time, the thought of SOS was kind of like helping people maybe that needed to do better. But part of us growing SOS is to educate our community on who we're really helping, and that I believe that we're good stewards of what we're given, and that we try to do good with whatever's given to us, and ensuring that whether it's financial or food or your time, that whatever you're given to SOS is going to be poured back into the community. And when you have a healthier community, you have a healthier being. Like it all goes full circle. So I think that's part of it. And the events are fun and they spread the word. But at the end of the day, the events are what making the difference in people's lives. That's what's bringing a difference to people's lives. And we have so many volunteers that have come from events, or that they've heard, seen something on social media and they're sending financial help in. I have someone coming to visit next week, you don't even know yet, that wants a tour because I saw something on social media and they want to help. So it just helps spread the word, I think. And we have not a younger board, but maybe a more engaged board, to where we want to leave it better than we found it. So we want it to be better. We want to leave it to the next generation to grow it better and to do new things and evolve it. So I think that's helped a lot, and I think that's why you see more activity around the ministry.
With the retail shop, how does that work when a family comes in? We've talked a lot about letting them keep their dignity, and I think that's an important part. If you lose hope, then that's almost when it becomes impossible to get out of it.
Right.
As long as there's hope, we can do it. So the dignity part, and how does that work with the retail shop?
The resale shop celebrated its 10th anniversary last year, so we've been open for 10 years. And the resale shop is special to me. I love the resale shop. I like to spend time in there, not only because of just being there, but because of the whole aspect of the resale shop. So like the community filters donations into that resale shop. We turn around and put them on the floor. And once they're sold, all of that funding goes back to buy food for the pantry. So it's a wheelhouse of what's happening. It's all community. It's all driven by community. And also through the resale shop, we process vouchers. So every quarter, our client or our family individuals can come into the office and get vouchers to shop at the resale shop. So no one knows that they're there with a voucher. They shop just like a shopper would. And so that's able to restore dignity, and it gets them clothes, or sometimes they need household things. You work around that. But the whole aspect of that is all back to, community. Without the community, we wouldn't have the resale shop. Without the resale shop, we wouldn't have funding to buy food. So it's a perfect cycle. And it does amazing. I think last year the resale shop bought all the food for the pantry. So that piece we didn't have to worry about. And also people should know that just $1 from the resale shop provides 3 meals. That's the buying power that we have through the food bank. With $1, we can provide 3 meals for a family that's in need. So it's important. Remember the resale shop. If you're donating items, bring them to us. We need them.
So what items can the general public look to donate to you, and how do they go about doing that?
We take everything pretty much except for mattresses and pillows, electronics. We will take electronics, but it's just here or there. But we take clothing, household items, furnishings. I know you guys have donated a lot to the resale shop.
Yes. As our kids have grown,
yes.
everything they outgrow goes to your resale shop.
But clothing, a couple of things that we're looking to do this year through the resale shop is have a specific time frame for our SOS kids when they go back to school, to bring them in after hours to have them shop for their back to school clothes. So just to mention that while we're here today, that's new to Lesli. She does not even know about that. I decided to do that yesterday.
Dropping some bombs on her today, yeah.
So if you're cleaning out your kiddos' closets or you have gently used clothes, bring them to us. We're going to start, collecting them and then have a special time to bring the kids in where they're able to shop for their school clothes this year. So
I've got shirts I need to bring you that are a couple of years old. The proportions are in different areas than they were
We'll take them.
ago.
Yeah.
We will take them.
You've lost weight, right?
Yeah, but it goes back to when I was lifting, so things no longer fit that way either.
Tell us about the Snack Shack. I love that, and I know Lowe's just helped do some remodeling and painting in there, and that was a great chamber partner that stepped up. But tell us a little about the Snack Shack and its time frame and what does it do, because I'm sure that one is close to home.
It is close to home. Snack Shack started, I believe it's probably 8 years ago. We were looking the other day, but it started, I remember, we were building bags, and actually the constable's office would go with me out there, and we would deliver them to Hazy Hollow is kind of where it started. And so it's grown from something like that and helping a few kids to last year we helped 4,000 kids out of the Snack Shack just with food. So it's a pretty amazing thing. The Snack Shack is fully provided and funded through the community. So everything that's in there, all of the meals, kids receive a breakfast and a lunch and snacks for every day of the week that they're out of school. They come shop with us every summer once a week. They come in and walk through and choose their own cereal and pasta and fruit. They get to make their choices, and that means that they're probably eating it. So that's not something that we're giving them. They also get a book when they're done shopping, and if they read the book and they come back, they get a prize the next day. So each week they're getting a book. It's just an amazing, amazing thing. Another special thing with the Snack Shack is the volunteers. We have groups like NCL come in. I know that Mallory did MCL for a long time. And we have Young Men's Service League that comes in, and our volunteers, of course, from SOS in general. But it's very special. It gives us a time to love on the kids, and we see them and make sure that they're seen and they're heard and they feel like they're valued and just all those things. It's really a cool thing.
Well, Lesli, the Chamber is a volunteer-driven organization, and I'm always said that we couldn't be the success that we are without our volunteers, our ambassadors, our board members. Tell us a little bit about the volunteers that participate and work for SOS in all these different areas, the resale shop, the Snack Shack, the pantry. How many volunteers does it take to do this?
There's about 100 volunteers a week between the two places that come in and out. Different ones on everyone has their day, or maybe they do a couple days a week. The heart of the volunteer has always been a very special thing to me, or I say always, but since I started there, like just watching it, seeing people come in day after day, not just for an hour, but 4, 5, 6 hours, giving of their time, and only getting a thank you, right? I feel like we can never say thank you enough to our volunteers or and the people, even groups that come and do big projects or different things. I mean, that's like, it's such a huge blessing, and yet another thing that SOS would not be able to sustain without that support.
What types of community partners are you looking at, and who's partnered now as far as churches and organizations in the community?
Oh gosh, we have so many. Well, we already talked about the constable, the fire department. We have Magnolia's First. Baptist Church, the Ark Church, Magnolia Bible Church, Collective Church, Grace Point Fellowship.
And there's a new one. What was that, Scott?
Restoration.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to
Yeah,
They're trying to
Becky
get in.
talked to Restoration Church. Thanks to
Cowboy
you,
Church,
actually.
Champions.
The both of the Cowboy churches. Yeah, Champion Cowboy Church, Magnolia Cowboy Church. I'm sure that there are other ones that we are
Yeah.
missing, but there
For
is
anybody not mentioned,
You're put-
I put her on the
I
spot.
promise.
Yeah, put us on the spot.
Well, can
There's so many
individuals
people.
help you?
I'm
Those
sorry.
organizations, can individuals volunteer their time, and
Oh, yes.
how do they do that?
So Marilyn is our volunteer coordinator.
So funny.
And on our website is her, on our contact page, it shows specifically who to reach out for different things. And she is on there, and all they have to do is send her a little email, and she will get them in the office to talk to them to see where they think they would fit in best. She always gives them any option possible. And then they go from there.
Well, we wanted to have you guys on here on the business brief so that, our business partners that are chamber members can figure out how they can plug in and participate. What can businesses in the area, what can they do to help SOS?
I would. There's so many ways that you can help SOS. I mean, through, like Leslie said, volunteer hours. People host food drives within their own companies or their own businesses. They partner to do projects, financially partner. A lot of people who will say, can we do a food drive, or would funding be better? It's hit or miss. A lot of people love to do food drives, and that's great, but the buying power SOS has is a little bit more. So like I said, we can provide 3 meals with $1 as to someone having a food drive, but food drives are amazing. We get a lot of food that way. There's all kinds of way people can partner. Also, just word of mouth spreading. If you support SOS right now, tell your neighbor about them. Tell someone about us, what we're doing and what's going on over there. But just many, many ways to partner.
And does the chamber, how does the chamber help you guys? I know y'all have been a long-time member of the Chamber of Commerce when it was Magnolia Parkway, now Southwest Montgomery County. Y'all been with us for the whole ride. But how does the chamber specifically help SOS?
I think also just spreading our message and our vision and telling people that we're there, like in their time of need, that there is hope and this is where you can go. I know that happens a lot. Then also, you guys also collect food for us during events. You support us at events that we're having, fundraising events, and just just getting our name out there and letting people that know that we're here.
That's been helpful.
Even with Scott with Restoration, I just reach out and I'm like, hey, do you have this person's contact info so maybe we can talk? Just things like that, just help him connect us and be a bridge to others that may be able to want to partner.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We just did the National Day of Prayer, and he was the lead on that. And when you asked to meet him, I was like, yeah, he would be perfect for you guys. And I'm sure they'll support you guys in the future. Tell us a story. I know you told us a story, but give me one story. You don't have to mention any names, but this is something that's really touched you over your time with SOS that can maybe people would understand why you're there.
I think the one story, I had to think about this because there's a lot. I think both of us would say that there's a lot of stories, but just recently this happened. So a while ago, we were closed. I was the only one there with another board member. It was after hours, and we usually lock the door, and the door was unlocked. And I know now why the door was unlocked because, God wanted that door to be unlocked. But a young lady comes around the corner into the office, and she has cigarette burns up her arms and a black eye, and she's holding this little baby. And she walks in, and I immediately take the baby, and you look over her because a lot of times we have clients or people that come in, people that are living in their cars, families, things of that sort. And you do have to be sure that whatever children are with them are good, right? This baby was perfect. Clean, diaper, everything. She was beautiful. But mom was struggling. So we get mom resources and all the things. And it hasn't been perfect. We were talking about the other day, that road has not been perfect. There's been a lot of hiccups. But this last week I was walking down the hall, and there's this little girl sitting in the counselor's office, and she has a birthday bag in her lap, and So I walk in and squat down. I'm like, is it your birthday? And she's like, just looking at me. She has a pink little princess nightgown on. And great grandma is sitting with her. And she says, I'll call her Fee. Tell her today's your birthday. And she was like, today's my birthday. And I heard the name and I'm thinking, wait, what? So I go back to Lesli and I'm like, I think that is this little girl. And so I go back and it's her. And she's sitting there and she's with great grandma and she's not with mom, but just to know, I like to think that that's a full circle community thing. This mom is basically living in misery. And she has this baby that now 5 years, she celebrated her 5th birthday, is beautiful. And she's strong and healthy and all the things. And that's a testament to what SOS is. Like, it's not just food. Food gets them there. Our door opens when someone needs us. We see some horrible things, but then there's this baby girl that is so excited. So she was happy. We have a birthday bag program, and anytime a child has a birthday, the month that they come in and shop, they get everything to make a birthday cake because a lot of our kids have never had a birthday cake. So she was showing me her cake and her icing and all the things, and it just really hit me then. Like, I know we do good work, but when you see it there, I mean, it just really... It really brings it home.
Yeah, I knew when I asked that question it was going to get to you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay. There's so
But
many.
that's why you do it.
Yes, and then we had Houston Methodist come in a couple of years ago, and they volunteered nurses. And when they were leaving, the lady stopped and pulled me over, and she's like, "I just want to let you know that I came here and we shopped with my mom. We didn't come all the time, but when we needed help, we came to shop, and you guys were here. And I just wanted to tell you thank you." And she's grown and has 2 kids, and she still remembers. It's food. But it's more loving them just like Jesus loves us. I mean, just pouring into them and letting them know that we're here and their community is here. And none of that would be possible without our community that stands behind us.
The work you do with families is incredible. I think even though our community is growing, a lot of us take it for granted because in our minds we see more traffic, but it's still a small community where the number that need help didn't per se exist. It was a much smaller number, and for that, thanks for what SOS does. I mean, I'm sure there are time to time that you guys will have somebody come back and tell you thank you and tell you what a difference that made in their lives, and that's got to make you feel good.
Well, as this community continues to grow, what do you see, SOS? I mean, you already dropped some bombs on Lesli here. Is there anything new coming in the future that you guys are thinking about doing, or any new programs that are coming up?
I think that it's important. I mean, I am a visionary. I have some pretty crazy things that come in my mind, and I know everyone knows that. But I think it's going to be important in the near future to have something available on the other side of Magnolia. So on the 2978, 1488 area, there's not much help over there. And we all know how long it takes to get to this side of the area. If you're already having a hardship, you don't want to come all the way over here. So that's been on my heart and on Lesli's heart. And so we're not sure exactly how that's going to work, but I know that it is coming. I don't know what it looks like, but something has to happen to where the reach can go a little bit further over there. So I think that's what our mind is on future-wise. Not a second location. Not a second location.
For donations, how can somebody financially help you as you're talking about the growth that we're going to probably need? Are you figuring another location on the other side of Montgomery County for help, or what are you thinking there, and what can people do to financially donate to you?
I mean, they can, on our website, we have a donate tab, and people are able to give monthly. They can give one time. They can give any amount that they want. They can always send a check or drop it at the office. However, whatever is easier for someone to do, whatever their preferred method is, we will accept that.
How about if a business wants to partner with you? How would they go about that?
Partner to, as far as donation wise, or
they're somewhat like the churches are. It's not just relegated to our
we do have
services.
I mean, yeah, we do have other community partners that we have and we reach out to. for assistance with different things.
It doesn't always look like you think it would. Like Cornet Grass with Jeff and Mandy Lauderdale, they've done a lot of pickups and getting hygiene down to us, even though that's a grass company. They just have partnered to make it work. So it's not always what you believe it would be. Maybe it's something that your business does and that you could partner with. It's not always financial, or it's not always, volunteering every day. There's all kinds of things that businesses can help with.
And that was a really great partnership. One that came about, they came to our gala a couple years ago and said if there's anything, and they heard a little bit of a story about our HEB hygiene order and how we were unloading it by hand. And we're not talking about a little order. It's like almost $20,000 worth of hygiene that was being unloaded by hand. And, and no offense to anyone, because people say things and they have busy lives and things come up and things happen. But a lot of times when people say, if there's anything we can do, let us know. A lot of times that's not necessarily how it all goes down. But I called him and I said, hey, we could use your help. And ever since then, he goes and picks it up for us, has a forklift, unloads it on the pallets. So it's in the pot. I mean, it's just so it's not about money all the time. It is just about time, giving of your time.
Well, as we get to the end of the episode, I want to give you guys an opportunity to tell us anything's coming up in the future, anything that you need help with support. The gala's coming up.
It is June 18th, the Magnolia Event Center. So you guys come celebrate our 40th anniversary with us. We're honoring quite a few community partners and volunteers, and it's going to be just a night of thanks.
What can our businesses do in the Chamber of Commerce to help you with your gala?
Come be a part of it. We have table sponsorships available.
Silent
we have
auction?
silent auction items.
Yes, definitely. Live
All the
auction.
things. Anything you have that you want to help with, we will certainly take. So
if they want to put together a gift basket for a silent auction, where would they take that to?
They can bring it to 31355 Friendship Drive.
So we're in the West Montgomery County Community Development Building, like right beside the horse arena.
How can people learn more about the society?
Come see us. We're open every day from 10 to 2. We want to show you around. We can tell you all day long about SOS, but until you see it, it's hard to have a real clear picture of what's happening there. Then also visit the website, Society of Samaritans, tx.org. Has a ton of info on there. Follow us on social media. Just all sorts of ways to find out about us.
Well, guys, we thank you for coming. We encourage everybody out there to team up with Society of Samaritans, support their resale shop, volunteer, donate. Food pantry, non-perishable goods, is that what you'd like from the public, or is that more a different environment that you collect that from?
Non-perishables are good, and right now there is a huge need, just to throw that out there, for canned vegetables and canned meat. A lot of our stuff comes from Houston Food Bank, but they're filling a lack of items also. They provide services for 99 other food banks in Montgomery County, so but shelf staples are always great.
Well, it's been a joy getting to learn more about the society, how you help the Greater Magnolia area, and we appreciate you coming into the Southwest Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce Business Brief. And
Thank y'all.
Terry, why don't you take us
y'all.
home?
Oh, I appreciate you guys so much. Again, Clint, guys, everybody, appreciate you coming in today and giving a lot of great information about Society of Samaritans. And thanks everybody for listening to the Southwest Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce Business Brief.
Thanks.